I'm an official internet fucking expert.
Yeah.
I moved the other white box. I have double internet right now. I don't know which one it's connected to, but I got two white boxes.
No.
You got twice the Google.
Hey, those are your to-go boxes from last night, probably.
All right, guys, what's up? Welcome back. We're jumping in. We got a lot to talk about, and I got me thinking about it last week. To kind of kick off the show, instead of we're going to end the show with a little, a consistency of like our take from it. But in the beginning of the podcast, I wanted something to kind of lead into just a discussion, I guess. But I wanted to hear from you guys. What about the sport of wrestling either, got you into it? Mark, you were talking to me last week about the wrestling stuff, and you guys are parents. What motivates you guys to be involved in wrestling, and then what has led to you guys like following the sport so much? Any of you
Who
guys
wants to go? I'll go. Yeah. There's one other thing I'd like to add to mine. Mine was like a big I always watch WWE, WWF. I'll never call it WWE. I watch a lot of I know, but like when I talk about it normally with people, I don't go like, "Hey, did you remember back in the day?" Anyway, so there was that, and then I had a buddy and he wrestled, and I thought it was going to be more like throwing dudes off and throwing guys on their heads and like body slams and stuff. And when I brought it up to my mom, she was like, "Well, your Uncle Mark wrestled. This would be perfect. You need to wrestle." And then once I started, I got the shit kicked out of me, like by my best friend who had been wrestling for a couple of years and didn't tell me that. He just said he wrestled a little bit, and that kind of just getting beat up just drove me crazy, and like I just stuck with it. And then why I kept sticking with it, I love the sport of wrestling. I don't think there's any greater sport in the world. I love the idea for me. And I'm sure you can attest to this even more because you were more in the spotlight at times, Dalton. But like, I don't know if there's a feeling. I think Friday Night Lights could be similar to it, but there's like no feeling, nothing better than like being the one of two dudes out in the middle of a mat in front of a gymnasium or in front of an arena of people going crazy, and to prove that you're like the better man in that moment, and to like showcase your talents. It's kind of just a huge rush. And then I kind of just, as a coach and as a parent, I loved just seeing the growth in young kids, into young men, into college wrestlers, into adults, and just being a part of those kids' journey, whether it was big or small, and then just seeing what they became as they got older and like the lessons they learned from the sport. I mean, I could go way more in detail, but there's not enough time.
Absolutely. Like it. Dustin, what do you got?
So I wrestled a little.
Tell us.
Just like a little bit in high school. I wrestled 2 years in high school. I knew absolutely nothing about it. I'm the least athletic, coordinated person you've ever met in your life. So fast forward to Devin's third grade year. He comes home from grade school one day and he's carrying this piece of paper and he's like, "Dad, look, it's wrestling." I'm like, "Yeah, bud, that is not what you think it is." I said, "You are not going to be jumping off the ropes, landing on top of your buddies. It's just not how this works." He's like, "Well, how do you know?" And I was like, "Well, your dad wrestled a little bit when he was in high school." He's like, "Well, now I know I want to try it." I'm like, "Shit." So we were my wife and I were the ones that made fun of all our friends that had the kids that did travel sports and stuff, are busy every weekend, gone here, gone there, hotel rooms, the whole 9 yards. So I told her, I'm like, "Take him to open mats. He's going to hate it. It's hard work. And this will be over and we won't have this conversation again." So she comes home the first night. I'm working late. We're in the field farming. And I was like, "How'd that go?" She goes, "He loves it." I'm like, "God damn it." So I said, "I'm going to take him to the next open mat." So I took him to the next open mat. I met a couple pretty cool wrestler dads, as Jim would say. And he started wrestling, took his lumps. By the end of the first season, he started doing better. It's one of those sports that it's different than everything else. I mean, yeah, I liked wrestling when I was growing up, but I've learned to love it. And I've met a lot of great people doing it. And my son's bought in 100%. He's got a twin sister. She's wrestling now too. So It's what we do. So Stewie, how old were you when you started wrestling?
Halfway through the wrestling season in 5th grade.
Okay.
I think to be honest with you, I mean, dude, I still remember my first match. I remember the kid. Dude, we're good friends to this day. We actually have the same birthday. Jared Carlin beat the living shit out of me. I still remember warming up at Round Lake High School, and this kid next to me with a Walkman and his headphones on. And he was like, "Hey, what's your name?" And I told him my name. And he's like, "Hey, I'm Jared. Nice to meet you. I think we're about to wrestle." I said, "Cool." He goes, "What are you listening to?" I had my little shitty cassette player. And I think I said something like Guns N' Roses. He's like, "I'm listening to the Black Album." And I was like, "Sick, dude." And then he's like, "Well, good luck." And then he beat the fuck out of me. And then afterwards, he's like, "Hey, how long have you been wrestling?" I said, "Like a week." And he's like, "No way, man. You're actually really tough." So his parents actually took me to my first like freestyle tournament the following year. I wrestled with Jared forever. He was a Fargo finalist, multiple-time state medalist, state runner-up. He should have won it. JUCO finalist or JUCO, I forget. He's a great dude. He's down in Florida now. He's best friends with Clay Guida. We were all born December 8th, 1981. I saw Clay this weekend. He was back in town. But yeah, it was like there was a whole little small group of guys in a small area. We all ended up being pretty decent. Jared was the best, and Clay ended up with the longest career, and I ended up partying. But I still wrestled. I still wrestled in college and stuff, and got into coaching more. But yeah, so yeah. But I got pretty good pretty quick, because I was in a good area and took a lot of good beatings, healthy beatings.
Well, Jim, so what we were talking about how people got into the game of wrestling. How did you get into it?
Actually, Renee, so Jimmy's mom, took him to like Park District Wrestling in town one time, and she said he loved it. Because I mean, here he grew up with 2 sisters, and all the kids are 3 years apart. You know what I mean? So he was stuck here with 2 girls. Luckily, his little sister is not really a normal girl. So I mean, he had like a tomboy sister, but all 3 kids so close in age, and he's stuck with girls all day. You know, so he needed to go do boy stuff. Besides, I mean, he played in the woods all day, but he'd still not be. I mean, he was a hard-going boy, like a hard-going kid, like so like an outlet basically, like go be fit, go exhaust yourself.
Yeah.
And then he just fell in love with it. And then, like I say, the one night, I mean, he was 8 years old when he started. So I mean, he, like a lot of kids start much younger than that, but he was 8 years old. And Sean Babcock called me and said, "Hey man, your kid's really tough." He's like, he's going to get good at this if he does this, do a little bit of extra, and he'll get really good at it. I'm like, okay, and it looked like literally a week later we got wrestling match set up in the basement, and that was it, man. He just like started and then didn't do it and never quit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Dalton, you never went.
What I love about wrestling too is the individual aspect. Like you're the creator of your story. Like you're not your destiny is not tied to anybody else other than yourself. And I appreciate that. And other sports, it was mostly just that aspect of it, being individually based. And then again, I got picked on because I was a little guy, and as I got older, I didn't get picked on. So I just I really truly love to appreciate the process. I think anybody who is determined, I think there's a lot of things that wrestling has as a challenge when it comes to like the addiction of what Mark was talking about, of dominating other people out on the mat, right? Like that it's like it's an experience that, yeah, like he said, it's hard to explain and it's very unique. It's a warrior. Yeah, it's a gladiator feel, right? But by chasing that, you have to become a samurai warrior. So I love it. All right, guys. Well, we might not have Jim joining or returning depending on his internet, but we do have Buddy Saver.
Here we are.
Well, buddy, let's go back. I asked the guys. This is a good intro question. Just how'd you get in wrestling, and why are you still kind of involved with wrestling?
We were actually at a I was 5 years old or something like that, 5, 6 years old, and we were at a basketball tournament or basketball game in Stockton. At the time, they were handing out flyers at the no multimedia, or internet and everything back then, just handing out flyers about wrestling. And my grandma and grandpa were like, "Hey, you want to try wrestling?" The first grade said, "Sure." So we just tried it a little bit here and there. I think back then there was like 3 tournaments: the Dakota tournament, like Winnebago, and a couple others were like after all the IK stuff. And we kind of just got into it with that. Stuck it out for all the way through the IK days. Had success in high school. Then went to college and kind of got back into coaching with the team right afterwards. And just kind of stuck with it. Kind of stuck with coaching, honestly. One of the guys that was my backups, like 2 years after I was in high school, I came back and started coaching, and he told me, he's like, "Hey, I want to make state." Like a long time, it's his goal. I want to get to the state tournament. He's in wrestle 170 that year, and he's doing it. He's doing everything right. He's doing the double workouts. He's working out harder. You can remember a kid named Trey Griffin at all from Lena. Trey was a 2-time state champ. Went on to wrestle for St. Cloud State. He decides he wants to cut down to 171. His other kid has to bump to 189. He wasn't even cutting to make 71. Now he's wrestling 89, and he came up to me one day after practice, and he's like, "I can't do it. My goals are shattered because this kid's coming down." Like, just kind of got him to him, got in his heart and told him he can still do it. And he goes on and wins the sectional tournament and qualifies for state that year. And that was like my turning point, getting into a kid. And after that moment, I got the wrestling coach anyway. But wrestling, I don't think I'll ever get away from wrestling. It's just changed my life so much and been a part of my life for so much, and much of the impacts of my life where I'll never be not affiliated with wrestling in some sort of way.
Yeah, good.
I've done it all. I've wrestled, I've coached, I've podcast, and I've officiated.
Yeah, you've done everything. What's up?
And I don't want to be rude, but being an official, you're an idiot. Why would you do that to yourself?
Hey, dude, that bought me like 6 tires. It bought the tire, the body to the race car right there. Easy money, man.
Ben,
I know, but to have people yell at you like that is
I'll
crazy.
have to have another one of these from all that chaos.
You kidding me? Little kids,
Pretty soon.
Dad's getting all excited about 11, 12-year-olds or 19-year-olds. I just laugh at it. Like, are you serious right now?
Yeah.
I eat that shit up.
Yeah,
you're better man than me.
You gotta hear Mark Stewart yell at you. Tell you suck.
Dustin is official, and he's got moms that aren't even involved in wrestling that are checking him out.
100%.
I'm not bullshitting.
Wait, Dustin, you're an official too?
Yep.
Why would you do this to yourself? My God.
Because Devin needs a ride.
I'm an official internet fucking expert. Yeah. I moved the other white box. I have double internet right now. I don't know which one it's connected to, but I got 2 white boxes.
You got twice the Google.
Hey, those are your to-go boxes from last night, probably.
There's internet all over.
There's styrofoam.
Internet all over. Nobody knows how to work. I don't know how to work shit, and there's internet everywhere. It's like I don't even know. I don't even know what an internet company is here. Like I don't even know what anybody does here for internet. Like who the fuck needs internet all the time? I need it every couple days a week.
We did start into the concept of freshmen that we missed. I know that Jim, you had some.
I have a kid we missed.
All right, who do we got?
We missed Mason Villarreal because we thought he was.
Class of
we thought he was in 8th grade, but he's going to be a freshman at Plano.
Mason Villarreal.
And what weight do you think he's wrestling?
Oh, he was 40. What was Cameron Young last year at IK State? 40 in the 40s.
Yes.
So he's somewhere around there.
Mason, was he an NWO wrestler?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right, Mason.
And you know what school?
Plano.
Nice.
Anybody related to the Villarreals? Oh, interesting.
Wait, what did you say, Jim? I missed it.
I believe Plano's 2A this year.
Okay.
Just I don't know why.
Is there an actual list out yet? Because Dixon's always on that borderline too. They're.
I was told today that Dixon is going to be 1A.
Dixon is going to be 1A.
Is it official, or you want me to text Craig?
Yeah,
find out.
I know you have the line directly to him, but no, I'm thinking that's official. I think Dixon is official. I talked to a couple different people told me, but I talked to a single A coach today, and he said that as well. So, all right. So Mason Villarreal's on there. Anybody else?
Yep. I don't know. I know we talked about, but I think the video got edited, like you're not edited, but like the video got chopped up or whatever you had to do. Carson Benish, he's an IESA state champ. So he's an incoming freshman for Oregon, Illinois. Jack Benish is a IKWF state placer. I don't know how many, 2 or 3 times state placer. He's an incoming freshman for Oregon, Illinois.
I did put those guys on the list. We did mention them. We did talk about the Oregon freshmen, and so I put them on the list. We're definitely over 20, but I guess at that point now we're 23, 24. So just making the list longer as we go. So anybody that comes to mind, especially throughout the season, we'll put them to this year's freshman list just to.
Well, then you might as well put Jackson Wyndham on there because he's put Jackson Wyndham in then.
I did. I had a couple
more.
I was gonna write off a couple more Oregon kids just because I guess I forgot they were going to be freshmen. Jackson Wyndham's a incoming freshman, and he's a 215 IESA state champ.
You hear that? You hear that, buddy?
Who?
Oregon's got a bunch of freshmen coming for you guys over at Lena Wins and Stockton Co-op.
Yeah, they're coming for him.
Coming for you guys.
All right.
So what weight's Benish going this year?
6 to 132. Perfect.
There's 2 Benishes coming in. I think you see. I don't know. I don't know if you see Jack at 20 or 26, and I don't know if you see Carson at 26 or 32. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but I think they're in that window.
Are they twins?
Yeah.
No, they're cousins.
Oh, okay. Good.
Yep.
Cousins.
All right.
Jeremy and Jason decided to have children the same year. Who would have guessed?
Yeah.
Everything's a competition.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then, hey, this Otis Davis kid, he's going to be a 3A kid, correct?
Otis Davis. Yeah.
Brother Rice.
Yep. Brother Rice, 157, 165. He's on the list.
Yeah, he's okay. 3A. As a freshman, I bet you he places pretty high as a freshman at 3A at a big boy weight.
That would be impressive.
Revisit this in March or February, whenever it is.
Okay, we'll come back. We'll see how our picks did. All right, cool. Well, let's get into some of the weekend results. There's all college wrestling this weekend. No national tournaments, no nothing like that. One top of mind was Northwestern versus SIUE. SIUE, Southern Illinois, Edwardsville, beat Northwestern, Big Ten, with their full team. What do you guys think about that one? As the Illinois wrestlers, what do you guys think about it?
I have a lot of thoughts on it.
Well, tell me if
I think Northwestern's in a different position than they've ever been since I can't never remember his name. Storniolo is a great coach. Don't get me wrong. They struggle to recruit. kids due to it's $100,000 a year to go there. They usually give scholarship money to a very small amount of kids, but they give them a lot. And then you've got to expect the rest to be filled in by guys that just really want to be Northwestern students, athletes. So that I think is pretty tough. I also think that when you look at their recruiting classes, they're not very high. They haven't been high end in a long time. And I think that when you're dealing with a Daryl Thomas on a recruiting trail, he recruits like a mofo. And he's also a really good coach. Spates is a good coach. And I think that SIUE is very affordable. And that's very intriguing to a lot of kids. And dude, they recruit hard, young. The second they talk to kids in Illinois, they're talking to them. And Daryl Thomas and Spates have put a ton of work in.
Did you watch the Daryl Thomas Dalton Bullard interview or a podcast the other day? He just had him on the other day. Watch it, and everything you're saying, it sounds like you're reading cliff notes from it. Like everything you're saying is basically what he said. I watched it, or I listened to it on the way to work the one day, and super intimidating. Like, dude, that guy, like he was like when Dalton and that guy are on together. Man, it was good. And then I'm thinking to myself, Jesus, I fumble fuck around so much more than I even realized after I listened to a good, but like Daryl Thomas, very, very well spoken. Just, it was a super good podcast. It was very professional. None of this internet shit like I just did. None, you know what I mean? No Bo Jackson barking in the background. No Mark drinking Baja Blast. You know, like Daryl Thomas is making us look silly, boys. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah, he is. He's doing good. But again, there were some matchups though. Again, we talked about it last week. Big freshman in the lineup for Northwestern, Eddie Enright, and this Dominic Lopez beats him in a sudden victory, 8-7 match. And I'm gonna look where Dominic Lopez is from because. All right, he's from Iowa. 4-time Iowa State placer from New London High School. You guys know New London?
I don't.
Mm-mm.
Huh.
What class in Iowa?
It does not say. It just says New London, so I'd have to search New London. But still pretty impressive. I mean, Eddie Enright is multiple. Is he multiple time state champ or just
what
one
year
time?
is Lopez?
Sophomore.
Eddie's a one-timer. Lopez is a redshirt sophomore or a sophomore?
Sophomore? Yeah, it says sophomore, junior. He might be in his third year. Yeah, he's going into his third year. But
give Eddie a year. Give Eddie another year.
Oh, for sure.
And what was it?
I'm just saying
what
it
way
was a good match.
174.
174. Yeah. But yeah, I thought it was pretty good. And
74.
Yeah, I guess it's neat for like I guess smaller school to beat a Big Ten school, right? That's cool.
Yeah, I think it's cool, and I think it's good for the state. Just the fact that we have another program that is improving and get better. Definitely gets more people locally interested in wrestling. So, if the better they get, the better wrestling down south will get, just by the nature of being in proximity and seeing success and seeing people do something. It makes it easier to get kids involved and do that whole thing.
Daryl comes up to the Patton's off-season stuff and runs at least 1 or 2 practices a year too. He does a really good job and keeps the kids involved. He's picked up a kid or two from there too, I think.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of Patton training stuff, I think I saw Logan post something. Tavius Hosley's wrestling for SIUE now.
So is Nick Nosler.
Yeah, he ain't. See, Daryl's on it. Daryl's on the trail.
Yeah.
Good for him. And good for them. A couple events that popped up this weekend: Luther Open, Grandview Open, some Division III and some Division I. Mark, you know some people that went to this.
Hold on, real fast back to SIU and Northwestern and all that. Let me just ask a stupid question, and I'll ask Mark because he'll answer it fast. If Illinois, Northwestern, SIUE, and
NIU.
NIU had a duel, had a 4-man round robin, place them.
Right now, Illinois is
Yeah.
first. Kind of a toss up between second and third with NIU and SIU.
Okay.
There's a lot of like 50-50 matches in there, but I would give it to NIU right now.
Okay.
SIU right there, and I think Northwestern would finish in fourth, which is crazy to say as a Big Ten
I know,
program that they would get beat by
just,
a MAC.
Wouldn't that be something neat to watch though? If you had a 4-man duel or a quad, whatever they'd call it.
Yeah, that would be a phenomenal duel to put together. Good luck trying to put that one together.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, real quick. If you go back in time, if you're like a history guy, the premier program in Illinois was Illinois State for years.
Yeah, Kevin
they
Bracken.
cut the program, but
you know Kevin Bracken.
Yeah, dude. I went to a Greco camp, and then the 1 year on that first year on Team Illinois, he came and taught Greco for a couple days.
Yeah, he's
a St. Lawrence grad who went to Illinois State University.
Yeah. Yep. My high school coach, Dan McNames, he also went there. He was there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just curious. No more outbursts for me. I'm just curious.
All right. Now back to the weekend results, Luther and Grandview. Mark, what did you have from that?
I paid attention to a little bit of Grandview, fresh off division. I know Chucky Fitzgerald was there. He's wrestling for St. Ambrose now. He got injury defaulted out, I believe, concussion. Matty Jens won it in the fresh soft division. He went 6-0. I think he had 4 techs and 2 pins. Interesting enough, Heath Smith, who coached at Port Byron Riverdale forever, great dude. He is now an assistant coach at St. Ambrose with the Toroneses. I believe they're from Moline. Stewart, and then some of his kids.
Was Tyson Waddle at Grandview? He competed somewhere. He competed somewhere this weekend. I know for a fact.
Yeah, he was. He was. But I don't think he placed. I could be wrong.
I watched a ton of wrestling this weekend. I watched the national duels. I watched Luther Open. I watched Grandview, and I never was able to watch Grandview. Like I was never able to physically watch it. I could just look at a bracket. But I watched a ton of Luther Open and a ton of national. Well, I would watch national duels, and then they'd be on break, and I'd go to Luther Open. I watched Caden Morris from Rochelle wrestle. I watched Anthony Bauer wrestle. I don't know his first name, but his last name is Bruick, and he's from Genoa. I watched them two wrestle.
Cody Bruick.
Brody Bruick.
Right? Cody Bruick. I think is our.
Yeah. Yep.
Cody, maybe Brody. I'm not sure. I remember his last name.
I want to say
shit.
I watched him and Bauer wrestle. I watched.
Who won on that match?
Bruick. I watched.
They were in the same regional or same sectional a couple years ago. Sorry.
Yeah. I watched Jacob Reddington wrestle. Definitely not at the right weight. I watched.
Snap.
Shit, who else? I watched Ethan Struck wrestle.
Ethan Struck. More, yeah.
Marion.
Marion, yeah.
I'm glad you could get your live stream to work this weekend. I couldn't get anything on Flow to work until like 8:00 at night.
Dude, what do you think I do for a living?
Well,
he's a big internet guy.
I guess. Your Google must have been working really good on Saturday.
I had 0 issues with Flow Wrestling on National Duels.
Yeah,
I was in shock.
Let's jump into that, guys. National Duels, big event, college wrestling. Just general reactions. What do you guys think of it?
Amazing.
But first, Illinois topic here. First thing that comes to mind, Ben DeVino.
Right?
Fuck.
Man, he moved.
Yeah. I mean, he picked Ayala apart. I mean, Ayala had nothing for him. Like, if I'm Lucas Bird, I am scratching my head with both hands right now trying to figure out what I'm going to do in March.
Yeah, for sure. Cannon Webster, dude, like he's fun. I watched almost all of it, so I don't want to just like forget a bunch. I don't want to just mention a handful of Illinois kids and forget the rest. But like the ones that stood out to me, Davino, Webster. Who the hell else was impressive?
I'll tell you who was really impressive. Colin Kelly.
Yep.
Lost one match. He lost 5-4, but then Kennedy gets another one for riding time. So he had 6-4 loss. But Colin Kelly impressed the shit out of me this weekend.
You got to include Caliendo.
Caliendo had it rough, dude. He had been beat by anybody with the last name that wasn't Messenbrink in a long time, and dude, he got beat. He lost that Ladarian Lockett match.
But
Mikey's still awesome.
Tough. Yeah. I mean, he bounced back and he wrestled. So he's another one that I think did really well. Now, again, another Illinois guy,
Will Denny
and his teammate. 125 national Vincent Robinson.
Yeah. Will Denny. How did I? Well, once I said Ben, and then I went to Webster. Then I started thinking about Illinois. I watched Will Denny. Who did he beat? Who was the kid he beat right in the first match? Ryder. So he knocked out some ranked
Ryder Downey.
Or Downey, yeah.
No, Ryder Downey. He beat Ryder Downey. Yep. He had a rough match with Lockett. Ryan Burton got him, but Will Denny will be fine. He is good.
God, yeah.
Very, very good. All these kids are really good. Even when they lose, it's like you're like, what the hell? But there's quite a few. Dylan Connell wrestled. I don't think he had the best couple days. He only wrestled. They split matches.
I watched. Who's the 70?
Ethan Stiles.
Mm-hmm.
Who's from Illinois? Scholes.
Braden Scholes, but he's a Wisconsin kid.
All right. Well, I watched him fuck some guys up.
He's good, man.
Yeah, his Burton match was impressive. He was down 6-2 and then just worked his way back and then wins 9-6.
He moves really well for a big kid.
So he's the one that had the little brother that was just at the Big Cheese event, correct?
Yeah, Briston.
Yep.
So
I think the thing that was most impressive. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Stewie.
I think the thing that was most impressive for me that stood out amongst all of it was the blue chippers that came in and like ran the table. We had Sergio Vega. I know he's not Illinois, but Sergio Vega, people are like, oh, Mendez would be the OW if there was an OW. And I'm like, yeah, there's like, you could argue it for like 6 guys, but Sergio Vega knocked off Brock Hardy. He majored Brock Hardy.
Brock Hardy had a rough tournament.
He did.
Yeah, I mean, but I'm a big believer that like when you take a kid like, okay, Drake Ayala loses after I've listened to Tom and Terry Brands hype up his offseason so much that he's put in so much work and he's so much better. And then Lucas Bird shuts him down 7-2 on the Saturday or Friday night or Saturday. Was it Friday night? Saturday night. Then he almost loses to Ronnie Ramirez. Then Davino gets him. It's like, holy shit. And I'm a big believer like in what do you call it? Momentum. Yeah. Momentum, like in a good way and in a bad way. And so the story to me in the whole tournament is the blue chip prospects. Ferrari goes undefeated. Sinclair loses once but beats McAnally, right? Lockett goes undefeated. Ben DeVino goes undefeated. Who else? There's like Landon Rabadou, Angelo Ferrari. Yeah, so we had Ferrari, Rabadou, Davino, Vega. I get them all.
Momentum is a real thing.
Yeah. So, but Rabadou, Vega, Ferrari, Davino. Was there one other one that went undefeated of the freshmen?
Oh, Penn.
Dude, when you look at those 4 freshmen's hit list at that tournament, it's massive.
Yeah.
And it goes back to when we were talking last week about this generation just having like this group of 25 kids that are super special. Crazy enough, we didn't even mention how good Ben DeVino was when we talked about this elite 25 guy generation, these 25, 30 guys in this generation being so elite. We didn't even mention Davino, which is fucking says how dumb we are, right? After how dominant his high school career was.
So I say Davino's got a style very similar to Bassett, but he's one step slower, twice as controlled, but he's just constantly coming at you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and with Ben, I think Ben has a huge high school, like a great high school career and record, but I think the other guys just stand out because they've been making these world teams and stuff a little bit more in the
Yeah,
the international styles.
But Ben's been training for a year, so I think he's been underground a little bit, and he had a great. I watched him at Midlands last year; he looked good, and so I think he's just been under the radar. But yeah, I definitely think, to go along with your point, he definitely has to be considered, and I look forward to seeing him wrestle.
Davino's beaten Marcus Blaze once, right?
I was gonna say in Vegas, Davino beat everybody that like he shouldn't beat on paper. He just beat him at the wrong time. Remember, he beat Gilman, but he beat him in the wrestleback. He beat somebody like he would beat everybody.
So some of the thunder wasn't there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, what happened was he lost maybe when he wasn't supposed to, and then beat everybody on the way back.
Yeah.
Well, he has arrived now.
Yeah, he has arrived. Ben Davino is here. That's for damn sure. Yeah.
So the other thing that nobody's talking about.
Seth Mendoza wrestling up. Seth Mendoza.
57. Holy cow.
Let's talk about Seth Mendoza. I think, he deserves it. He also almost went undefeated except for his loss against Jordan Williams. And he looked really good the entire match.
Yeah. No, he got.
I didn't see. Yeah. All I know is I saw he
got beat by Charlie Millard. He got beat Millard 6'4". He got beat by Cannon 5'3".
Well, either way, the one match I did watch of him against Jordan Williams, he wrestled hard and good the whole time except for the last 35 seconds. He get cradled.
So
I thought Charlie Millard was at Mizzou.
No, Minnesota.
Go to school? Okay,
Minnesota.
So the other thing that nobody's talking about is, Ohio State basically took home $250,000 for the program. Right. I mean, where did the $1 million pot come from? I never did get clarity as to who put that together.
Paycom.
Okay, it was them.
Paycom.
Chad something.
Yeah, the owner of Paycom.
Yeah.
So do you think Penn State gets enough grief that they show up next year?
Nope.
What's $250,000 to a Division I program though? Like as far as like, what's $250,000 to Penn State? What's $250,000 to Ohio State? I mean, like the guys get the money, they get to go to the casino 20 minutes away. I'm assuming. Like,
I'm pretty sure the $250,000 will help out like the just general the program and stuff. But yeah, I mean, I don't think you're gonna get Penn State if they don't want to come. They're good. I mean,
I don't think Kelsey's a point in it. It's a long season.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, from what I heard, the reason Iowa State didn't go is because they just knew they weren't going to be ready, so they opted not to go. Like they knew who they had coming in, they knew what their transfer guys needed, and this and that, and they just said not this year.
Well, I can't remember who said it before we started recording, but I mean, basically that was like you said, whoever it was, maybe it was Mark, maybe it was Dalton. It was a mini NCAA tournament for several of those guys, like a precursor.
Yeah, I mean, to go along with what Mark was saying, he said Mendez would have got OW, but if there was an OW, I would have gave it to Angelo Ferrari. I mean, I think he went through the national tournament. I mean,
no, I did not say he should get it. That was the big talk. They were saying, Mendez. I was saying for me, Ferrari definitely went through the gauntlet. Vega gave up 2 points the whole tournament. And knocked off the returning NCAA runner-up, and just he beat 4 ranked guys, right? Yeah. But I go, you could argue it for Ben Davino. You could argue it for Jesse Mendez. For me, I'm a Ferrari guy, right? He wins the bracket. Zach Ryder, I think, lost 3 times this weekend. Sinclair lost. He beat Sinclair. He beat Ryder. Who else did he beat? Who did else did Ferrari? He looks like he got the shit beat out of him. He's got cuts, bruises, everything.
I see a picture, yeah.
Yeah, he beat Sinclair, beat Ryder. Who else did he beat?
Finals. Kid
Ferrari beat Sinclair, Moore, Ryder, and Fishback from Ohio State.
Hey, Chris Moore looked good. I watched Chris Moore. He looked good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he had 2 losses, but they're both good losses.
Davino even said it in his interview later on. He said, this is just a nationals preview. He said, you think I'm ready? I just majored the number 2 ranked guy in the nation. Yeah, I'm ready. Like, this is my bracket this year. Like,
I like it.
Yeah, well, let's talk about the semis. I know we want to talk a little bit of the Okie State guys and just general conversation around their team. Oklahoma State wrestles Iowa in the semis. They lose. They didn't have it. Now, their lineup wasn't complete, and I think, Mark, you were saying you knew something about their 133 Richie Figueroa. Former NCAA champion from Arizona State, transferred to Okie State. He was not in the lineup, or he was in the lineup? You know that?
So he started to meet off, and then they put Ronnie Ramirez in. And I read from in a couple of places that, and if you look at the team picture afterwards, he's not in it. But I read multiple places that Ramirez, or that Richie Figs may be done. That he said he was done. I don't know how much truth there is to that. The crazy thing about wrestling is, like, it is a little bit gossipy, and but he's not in the pictures, and he didn't wrestle after that. And then you got these. I mean, it sounds to me to be a done deal that Jax Forrest will be at Oklahoma State, meaning he's got the credits needed to graduate early, and he will be at Oklahoma State second semester.
What do you think about that?
And then there's that.
Well, here's what I think. Like some the older guys, like some of the guys that are already all Americans or champs or whatever that are getting beat. It's like it's the Christmas. Ben Davino, he's the Christmas morning puppy. You know what I mean? Fuck that old dog that we've had that's got a little limp to him. Like, look at this new puppy. You know what I mean? And that's part of this game, I think. I think the new, like, nobody wants the old trout if the fresh fish are coming.
When you say nobody wants, what do you mean by that part?
We're going to take him out to pasture and shoot it. And,
yeah. Well, like Mark saying that guy, what's his last name? Figs?
Richie Figueroa.
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 Yeah, Richie Figs.
Yeah, I mean, like, he'd been there, done that, and maybe that's it.
Well, I definitely think that there is something to, one, the difficulty of continuing. One, weight cutting as you get older. If you have already accomplished things, I mean, it's tough for a guy that maybe he's a 41 pounder and maybe he can't wrestle 41 at Oklahoma State. I mean, he could wrestle.
No, he's a 20. He was a big 25 pounder, and now that he has to go 33, he can't get away with some of this stuff. That's
you're just saying he's not good enough.
No, I'm saying that he's not a big 33, and I think that he's also got a lot of tread on his tires. He's been doing this for a long time, and I think he spent a lot of his life cutting a lot of weight, and now, there's a lot of tread on the tires. You only got so many bullets in your gun. And I think after you've won an NCAA title and then you DNP, I think it's hard to get up for that. Like, dude, do I really want to do this? They say they do. Sure, you say you do. In your head, you want to. Then when you start doing it, I think it can be tough.
Well, I definitely think motivation comes and goes. Like, motivation, you can be motivated in a circumstance, and then time can happen, things can happen, life can happen, and you cannot be motivated. As a 38-year-old who thinks, I think I've retreaded my tires a few different times. I think he's still got. I think everybody's got a little bit more in the tank. I think it's probably motivation wise. If he's struggling with training and focus, it's probably he doesn't really have a reason to do it or something. He doesn't want to win. If you've already won and you don't want to do it again.
I think the other thing is, I know Jim and I talked a little bit about this earlier. A lot of these guys that go to the portal and get paid money to go wrestle for somebody else, I think it fails more times than it works. Like, credentialed guys have already done stuff. Take some money in the portal to go to the wrestle for some premier program. I think it's far greater that the money became a problem. It becomes the problem. They're already paid. They've already got all this. It's just, I mean, I know Teamer was hurt last year, but who was the other transfer they got last year? I don't think
Parco.
So I got to be careful. I say that. Yeah, Parco did place, but Teamer didn't place. I don't know that Jordan Williams and Nasir Bailey are worth their money with Nasir's at 41. I saw him get tech fouled by Jesse Mendez. I saw Sergio Vega as a freshman win 3-0. Nasir couldn't score on him.
Nope.
He's in year number 3 as a wrestler in college. Like he's an All-American DNP. Now he's up at 41 at Iowa. I could be wrong. Nasir's a freak. He's awesome. But something.
I think.
What's that?
I didn't think he looked good at all. I watched 3 of his matches. I didn't think he looked good at all weekend.
No, and I don't think Jordan Williams is worth.
Well, I would be curious what they technically got in the portal. I definitely
200 grand.
I think Nasir is definitely still All-American worthy, but they'll be seen at the end of the year. I think the interesting thing about the transfer stuff is you might be right, but you might also be wrong, right? Like we'll find out with time how many guys end up transferring and it working out. I mean, in the same sentence, Rocco Welsh is also one of those guys, which is another concept that I think is interesting. Did you guys hear Tom Ryan kind of talking about Penn State? And he's like, I don't know. He said he was definitely poking the bear a little bit as to wanting Penn State there. And I feel like Penn State might have stole nationals by stealing Rocco Welsh. Like Rocco Welsh, if he's on Ohio State's looking really good right now, right?
Yeah.
But now he's not there. So, I mean,
I don't know, but this is what I'll say. Rocco Welsh, as good as he is, we haven't seen Rocco Welsh at 184 yet. We also know that Rocco Welsh has never been one to score a lot of points. And now, against who?
Anders Thompson.
Oh, exactly. You proved my point. Anders Thompson's done what?
He's the starter at OU.
Yep. Okay, cool. Call me when he's in the round of 16 because he won't be.
Let's see what he did.
I'm just being honest. But listen, we're talking about. I'm going to say it now. Rocco Welsh will lose to Angelo Ferrari. Rocco Welsh will struggle. Aiden Sinclair will beat Rocco Welsh this year. I like Rocco Welsh. He's at 84. He's jacked. He struggles to score. That's why U20s or U23s didn't go very well. Didn't go well for him. My understanding is Rocco Welsh reached out to Penn State. He wanted to go there. Karma's a bitch. Yeah. Okay, it's kind of like Nagao when he bailed Minnesota and says, "I'm going to fucking Penn State." How's that worked out, Nagao? You get to start this year as the third stringer because they're redshirting. They're going to redshirt Ono and freaking Braden Davis. Otherwise, we would never see Aaron Nagao in a singlet again.
Well,
at Penn State.
But, I mean, he's the number 11 ranked wrestler. He won.
Who is?
Aaron Nagao. He's ranked 11.
He was an All-American before he left there.
Yeah.
Before he left Minnesota, he's 5th in the country.
So you're pretty upset about the whole transfer?
No, what I'm saying is the guys who are like reaching out to these other programs, they're like going like, "Hey, I want to be with the best. Fuck Minnesota. Screw what they did for me." When Welsh says, "Oh, sorry, Ohio State, you're not good enough for me. I want to be a Penn State Nittany Lion." Cool. Good for you. But my feeling is for a lot of them, when they try to go elsewhere, when the school wasn't looking for them, because that's been made very clear by the Welsh camp. This was not like that's where I wanted to be. So that's why I chose to go there. It wasn't like they entered the portal and they did this, da. He had already made up his mind, I'm leaving and going to Penn State. I want to be with Penn State.
Yeah. And you think that came from him only?
Well, I got a question.
Welsh, Rocco Welsh has said that's what he wanted to. That's what he wanted to do. He wanted to leave.
What if you're like a transfer portal question, I guess. If you're a senior, and like you get your eligibility over this year, and you start looking into RTC programs, and you're like, all right, well, this is what I want to do. I need to be here to get into this RTC program. Is that a legitimate reason to transfer? Or can you just end up at any RTC you want if you're that guy?
You could end up at any RTC you want.
Okay.
Yeah, you can go to any RTC you want the second you're done. My point isn't that. What I'm trying to say, there's two parts to it. I think that 184 is the most exciting deep weight of young talent in the country. And that Rocco Welch was really good at 174. I have not seen him wrestle anybody very good at 184. Anders Thompson is his only match. And time will tell. And maybe I'm wrong, but I do have a belief that McAnally beats his ass. Sinclair beats him. Ferrari beats him. I wish Zach Ryder would, but he won't.
Dang.
Zach Ryder was very
on the blah
this weekend.
Train.
Yeah. Drinking some haterade.
No, I'm not. It's not the haterade. It's that I just don't like that everybody, hey, well, I'll just go to Penn State. Let's all go to Penn State and make wrestling suck.
It
does.
You're right.
We all do, right? I mean, their shittiest kid, right? Anybody on that roster gets what, $60,000 from Nittany Lion Wrestling Club, right? So that's been the norm, right? So my point is like wrestling would be way better if we didn't have to watch Colmere or Connor. Which one? I forget. Connor. He'll start this year if Barr's out, but we'll get 1 year of one of the best wrestlers in the country because he's going to go sit behind Josh Barr for years. Joe Seeley we'll see Joe Seeley wrestle ever at the NCAAs. We'll see him wrestle periodically. Here's the number 2 recruit in the country. He's like, I'm going to go sit at Penn State. Well, you're never beating PJ Duke and you can't beat Tyler Kasich. So what are you doing? Why don't go?
There's a good chance that Seeley will be the wrestler this year. He might be the starter this year.
No, it's PJ Duke. They've already said it.
Yeah, but
what about this?
They've already said it's PJ Duke.
Oh, let me tell Mark a little bit about what people tell you isn't actually what.
No. Kale said they've already said PJ Duke is wrestling this year. He's our starter.
But they're saying that. But there's a strategic aspect to college wrestling now with the lineup. You know, guys get 6 matches. They don't have to declare until the last possible moment. So I'm just
no. He's already He's already used his red shirt, Joe Seeley.
No. I'm not saying Joe Seeley. I'm saying Joe Seeley might be starting because PJ Duke and Kasich are going to redshirt. They both have red shirts available, and if the situation works out where Joe Seeley is in a position to continue to be the guy, then they might. There's no reason why they won't let those other guys, redshirt. I mean, I'm just saying it's still early. We don't actually know. I know what they've said, but I still don't think that they're saying things you just take it as gospel. I think Cal is.
Are you trying to tell me that Joe Seeley is beating our 70 kg world team member who knocked off Yanni twice?
I didn't say that they're going to win. I said
going to lose to Joe Seeley.
But you think that they put out the best guy regardless? We already established that at 41, you're saying the best guy's starting and he's not the best guy. I'm just saying.
No, they're making Braden Davis redshirt. He's too small to go 41. Ono's going to sit for another year, so he picks up folk style stuff. That's from Chael Sonnen. Ono
he'll only have one more year, right?
Ono only gets 1 year, so they're going to sit him in the room as long as they can before they put him out. Davis is too small at 41, so he's redshirting. Blaze wants to go right away. So they're letting him go right away. He's ready to go right away. Same with PJ Duke. He wants to go right away, and they believe that this is the only year he can make 57. He's getting too big.
Yeah. Well, either way, whatever happens, I think, I mean, to be honest, going to this whole thing, I wish colleges could have more than one starter wrestle at the postseason. I wish they could have at least 2 guys per weight class. That would be. I would like that. Yeah. I mean,
it'd be like NAIA. We'd have Grandview versus Grandview finals. Instead, we'd have Penn State versus Penn State finals. That would be awesome for the college wrestling fan base. People'd stop wanting to be there. They'd be like, I'm not watching this shit again.
That sounds like you might as well just make a single A for NCAA then. Like you're getting upset. You're telling Iowa they can never win. They can't beat Penn State ever.
No. I'm saying right now though, it would see a lot of there'd be like Penn State, there'd be like 7 weights where there'd be 2 placers from Penn State.
Well, then everybody else should step up, get their stuff together. You know, why are they winning? Why are they winning everything?
Money is big part of great coaching. They have the deepest pockets. They may have the best coaching staff, or one of the best coaching staffs. But they also have the deepest pockets, and that's been proven. They have to file the taxes every year.
Yeah.
But
they had 6 times the amount of money that Hawkeye Wrestling Club had, and they were the second largest.
But hold on, I just want to make sure you're telling me the straight stuff, because you're telling me a lot of conflicting things. You're telling me Penn State's the best because of money, but you're also telling me that Aaron Nagao left Minnesota to be a backup. You told me that Joe Seeley went to be a backup. You told me Connor Marasola went to be a backup.
No. I'm saying they went there to wrestle, and they're backups now.
But
there's a guy in front of them they're never going to get in front of.
Well, I'm just saying they must have chose to go there other than money.
Well, yes, they did, but I'm saying you can recruit the best when you have a great staff. Hold on, Dalton. Listen, if I have the most money and I can pay, Narden will agree with me. If I can pay to have the best senior level guys as part of Nittany Lion Wrestling Club, all our RTC guys essentially do what when they work out? Who do they work out with a lot of times?
Yeah.
The college kids. So it's like having the best wrestlers in the world work out with your college team.
You win.
Yeah, it's and don't get me wrong, Kale's also the most gifted wrestling mind, in my opinion, in the United States, possibly in the world. I don't know, he's one of the most in the world, definitely in the United States. Is Kale and Casey Cunningham are the 2 best. That's clear as day. But it's you to compete with that, you've got to have donor money. Okay? And the rest of the world, or the rest of the college wrestling game, is nowhere near what Nittany Lion Wrestling Club is getting in donor money.
Well, I don't agree. I think Iowa definitely has what donor money they have. I walked into a $25 million facility that some donor gave to be a part of it. There are other organizations like Oklahoma State. They have to have donor money like that. I've been hearing from the birds of the wrestling world that every college program tells the recruits that they have the most NIL money available. So it's like clearly there's people out there with money. It's got to be more than money.
Well, David Taylor got a ton of donor money when he went to Oklahoma State. Iowa has a ton of donor money. None of them have Penn State donor money.
Well, I'd have to see the receipts. I don't believe it. They got some money going on in Iowa, but I might be wrong. Buddy, you know anything about this?
Heavy farmers out there in Iowa. A lot of farmer money.
Yeah. What about Minnesota? They got Brock Lesnar, Gable Stevenson money.
Well,
Tampon Tim.
Well, even the money aspect, yeah, it is true. But like you're saying, though, I mean, you're getting the best guys in the world wrestling at up there at the RTC, and you have the best guys in the nation wrestling at Penn State. And you're creating the best room. You're creating the best wrestling room possible. I mean, yeah, you get guys go out there that might say, "Hey, I'm going to wrestle maybe 2 years, be in the lineup for 2 years," but I'm also going to be able to compete and wrestle with these guys every day, all the time.
Yeah,
that's what I was going to ask.
So are you talking about you're going there to look for future maybe world stuff and not necessarily collegiate stuff? I don't know.
As I was going to say, if you're going there, you thinking, okay, save the tread on the tire, save the ammo in the magazine, and my real aspirations are Olympic wrestling. So, if I'm only in a lineup, if I only get 2 shots at a title, so be it. I'm going to be the healthiest, Olympian out there. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know the methodology of what their thought process is, but we'll have to try to get someone on to let us know.
At the end of the day, the system is broke, and I don't know how you break the cycle for any of the other teams other than Penn State to try and get to try and win a natty. I don't know how it happens.
Well, Ohio State's looking like they're going to make a run at it.
They'll make a run at it, but they're not going to beat them.
That's an NCAA tournament. That's happened before. I mean, obviously, right now it's a yeah. It seems like it's unwinnable, but yeah,
I'm a big Tom Ryan fan, though.
yeah, they got a lot of going. Well, anything else about the national duels that you liked or didn't like?
I liked it all. I don't. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. There was one thing I didn't. I never knew what the team score was, but so what? I mean, like,
Yeah, I did
It would
see.
slide across periodically.
Yeah, it would pop through the.
okay.
Yeah. Okay, hold on.
But I was watching on my phone, so I probably. Yeah, I mean, that's half of it.
Mark's
Okay,
got
hold
some
on.
research.
I know Tom Ryan was poking a bear, but I want to know in what world they think they're beating a 25 Luke Lilladal, 33 is Marcus Blaze, 41's a week. It will be a week one for as Aaron Nagal. 49 will be Shane Van Ness. 57 will be PJ Duke. 65 will be Mitchell Messenbrink. 74 is Levi Haynes. 84 is Rocco Welsh. 97 will be Connor Mirasola if Josh Bard doesn't come back from a couple broken ribs. And 85 will be Cole Mirasola. In the NCAA tournament, the problem that Tom Ryan will have, and I like Tom Ryan. His book is phenomenal, and I've only read like a handful of books my whole life.
That's good.
His book, dude, is so good.
Yep.
But the weights where he beats them, they're going to be placing right behind him, and they're going to have a bunch of camps, and it's not happening.
Yeah, no, I was just trying to add a little speculation, but I don't think they're going to lose. I think their team is unbelievable. And yeah, it will be a tough one. This might be another scoring record. And
yeah. 33 could be cool though. Blaze, Davino.
Yeah, I mean, some of these weight classes are still not set in stone, right? Like, I mean, it is what it is. Like some of these weight classes, I mean, Shane Van Ness, I mean, he looked so flawless, and then last season he just didn't look perfect, and now he's looking great right now. So it's like, yeah. And then Mitchell Messenbrink, I think he's a hands down favorite, and I don't know if Caliendo can keep try to bridge the gap, but it didn't look like it. Yeah, what a weekend, guys. Anything anything else?
I feel like we're missing a ton of Illinois kids that wrestled, but it's so hard to do. It's so hard to do.
Yeah. No, there was a ton out there. I think a lot of people who listen or watch definitely know who those kids are. And yeah, if you're an Illinois wrestling fan, then you're paying attention to all the matches that took place. And what's cool is that there's just so many out there. I mean, it was whether it was Ohio State or Iowa, there's multiple kids on both teams that came from the state of Illinois. So it's a huge pat on the back to the state. So, I mean, again, right there, Ohio State, Ethan Stiles and Ben Davino. Those are two individuals. Iowa, they've got Caliendo and they got Nasir Bailey right there. I mean, that's awesome. So,
yeah,
I love it. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to let you guys go tonight. And yeah, good seeing you. Good talking to you.
Great talking.
Mark got a little aggressive.
He did. He was fired up.
He did. He was fired up without a Narden. That's